Shabbos, Parshas, Vaeschanan-Nachamu, Tavshin Gimel. We're right after Tisha B'Av, and we right away want to pick ourselves up, have consolation, thereby this week's Parsha, Shabbos-Nachamu, we call it. The Nesivos Shalom has a very beautiful piece that relates to this week's Parsha. At the beginning of this week's Parsha, Moshe Rabbeinu is asking to be able to take Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. The Nesivos Shalom in Parshas Chukas speaks about the beginning of this week's Parsha. In Parshas Chukas, when we discuss the Mei Meriva, Nesivos Shalom says as follows. The Pasuk says at the beginning of Parshas Vaeschanan, Hashem Elokim, Ata Hachiloisa. Moshe Rabbeinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why would I be punished that I can't take Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael? We know Moshe Rabbeinu said, Shimu no hamoirim, when he was talking to Klal Yisrael. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak, had a taina Moshe Rabbeinu. Why did you say Shimu no hamoirim? Why did you call Klal Yisrael rebellious people? So Moshe Rabbeinu asked, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, didn't you say also Lemishmeres La'ois B'nei Meri? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Moshe Rabbeinu said, you yourself called Klal Yisrael, you yourself called La'ois Livnei Meri, Meri from a lashon of being rebellious. So Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to know, why am I being punished so severely for saying Shimu no hamoirim, for calling Klal Yisrael a rebellious people? But what we do see from here, we see that Moshe Rabbeinu was pinpointing really what the issue was. Why Moshe Rabbeinu could not take Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. It was not exactly for hitting the rock. The punishment that Moshe Rabbeinu could not go into Eretz Yisrael, the ikar thing was Moshe Rabbeinu saying, Shimu no hamoirim. Rashi Masechta Sanhedrin, Daf Kuf Aleph Amud Beis, Rashi brings down too, that this is the reason Moshe Rabbeinu did not go into Eretz Yisrael, is for calling Klal Yisrael rebellious people. So what's pshat in that? The Nesivos Shalom says, he introduces us to a very, very amazing concept which applies in many, many different ways and applies very much today in very many different ways. The Nesivos Shalom says, he speaks about the relationship between a manhig, one who leads, and a kahal, and the people who are being led. He says that the relationship between a manhig and a kahal has to be the relationship, so to speak, like a guf and a neshama. And that's how close the relationship has to be. In other words, there needs to be an absolute trust and rapport with each other. Klal Yisrael needs to believe implicitly that their leader, and whoever the leader is at that time, and whoever your leader is in your life, you need to believe that that leader has the capability to lift yourself out of darkness, out of any matzav you might be in, out of any place you might be in your life. You have to believe that the leader that you choose is capable in taking you and leading you out of that darkness. And this kind of trust, Zok the Nesivos Shalom, gives the manhig the koyach to be mashpia on you, to be mashpia on Klal Yisrael. That trust is what gives the manhig the koyach. And it has to be true the other way around, says the Nesivos Shalom. A leader, the other way, a leader must absolutely believe in the koyach of the people that he leads. A leader of Klal Yisrael has to believe in Klal Yisrael. A leader has to believe in their group, to believe in their congregation, to believe in anyone that they might be leading. And it has to be an absolute belief. And the belief needs to be that even if a yid does an avera, even though people fall at times, afal pi shechata, a leader has to understand that someone that he leads, someone in their class, someone in their shul, someone that you're leading right now, even though they might fall sometimes, afal pi shechata Yisraelhu. A person is always called a yid. A person is never alienated from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It does not change. A person doing something wrong does not change the shiur of a yid. A yid can always come back. And a leader must believe that he can always be there to help to bring somebody back, to bring someone back to their roots. And even when a yid is in an extremely, extremely low matzav, the leader still needs to believe in the person. It has to believe in him, has to believe in her. You must believe that you could be picked back up. If a leader does not believe in their mind, if they don't totally believe that they can do that, then it's taka true. The leader will not be able to lift up his people. You will not be able to lift the people back up. We find by Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hanavi had just told HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Melachim. He tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu how low Klal Yisrael went. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Eliyahu Hanavi, he says, I want you to appoint Yehu as a king. And not only that, I want you to appoint Elisha ben Shaphat as a Navi. Instead of you, Eliyahu Hanavi. So the question begs to be asked, if Klal Yisrael fell so low while they were being helped along, and while Eliyahu Hanavi was in charge of them, why would this help now? Why would we appoint Elisha, who is the Talmud of Eliyahu Hanavi? How much better could he do? If they went so wrong under Eliyahu Hanavi, why would that help that Elisha now will be the Navi? Elisha was Eliyahu's Talmud. The answer, says the Nesivos Shalom, is like we just said. That once HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw that Eliyahu Hanavi had lost his confidence in Klal Yisrael. Eliyahu Hanavi said how low, how bad, so to speak, Klal Yisrael had become. Once Eliyahu Hanavi said that, it wasn't pshat that his Talmud would be better than him. It just had to be someone else. Because the leader lost the confidence, so now Eliyahu Hanavi, you lost your ability to lead. You lost your ability to bring Klal Yisrael back up. So when Moshe Rabbeinu said, Shimu no hamoirim, the Pasuk tells us now, Lochein lo yisaviu es hakahol. Therefore, because of that, because you called Klal Yisrael a rebellious people, you don't believe in the koyach of your Talmidim, you don't believe in the koyach of Klal Yisrael, then you cannot lead them anymore. You cannot raise their level and bring them up anymore, and therefore you cannot bring Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. The Nesivos Shalom says that this is a yesod for every yid throughout their entire life. Having confidence and being confident and being confided in. What the Yetzer Hara wants, Zok the Nesivos Shalom, he wants, when a person does an Aveira, he wants that you should have the air taken out from beneath your wings. That a person should not believe in themselves. It's not just about doing the Maisa Aveira. The Yetzer Hara wants you to do an Aveira, but he's not going to accomplish much. He's not accomplishing that much in a long-term goal when a person does a Maisa Aveira. What the Yetzer Hara wants is that the person should get down afterwards. And the person should think that he cannot get back up. And once the Yetzer Hara accomplishes that, then he has you. You have to know, a person has to know and believe how much koiches you have. Never feel that because you did something wrong. You know, a lot of times people are very, very quick. Somebody does something wrong when they're young. Someone does something wrong when they're a young adolescent, when they're growing up and everything. And everyone's ready to write the person off for life. Of course, they forget about their shortcomings. They forget about the things that they have done. But you're ready to write a person off. And the person gets down. The person feels that everybody has written them off. A person has to believe in their koyach, knowing how much koyches you really have inside. And you always have the koyach to grow and to come back. The Nesivos Shalom says, on the Haftarah of this week, the Haftarah says, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. A double lashon of consolation. Why? The Medrash says that there was an inyan of loksa bikiflayim, v'nechamasa bikiflayim. We were hit twice, we had a double hit, and therefore the consolation has to be double. What we're saying is, just like the Nesivos Shalom says, this Haftarah talks about the inyan that we were just saying. A person, Klal Yisrael, had done Averas. But even more importantly, afterwards, Klal Yisrael has gotten down. They got down. There was a resignation after the Averis. A person who does Averis and then feels down afterwards, says in Nesivos Shalom, the Yetzer Hara has them exactly what they want, because now the person feels like he has nothing to lose. I'm beaten already. I'm low. What am I? I've done so much wrong. So when a person does Averis, there's a double thing. There's doing the Avera, and then when Klal Yisrael did the Averis, then they were down. They were feeling bad. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. After both of those things, after doing the Avera, and after feeling down, I want you to know, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, I'm still calling you my nation. Don't feel distant from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Don't feel that you can't come back. Nechamaso b'kiflayim. Double. When we hear Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, it's telling us that whatever matzav we are in, Yoimar Elekechem. You're Ami, and I'm still calling you Yoimar. Therefore we say Elekechem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are still our Hashem, and we're always ready, and we always have the capability to come back from you. So one thing was by Nachamu, that there was the Golus. The Golus that now, unfortunately, we're being ruled over by the Goyim, and we live with the Goyim. But the second part was that we were beaten down, and we felt that we can't come back. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling us that we have a double consolation. We know when the Goyim came, B'shas HaChorban, when they came down, when they came to the Beis HaMikdash, the Goyim came inside the Heichal and they saw the Kruvim hugging each other. What, that was the time for the Kruvim to be hugging each other? Zok Nesivos Shalom, yes. Just at that time, at the Shas HaChorban, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was showing His love for Klal Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was showing Yoimar Elekechem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still our HaKadosh Baruch Hu throughout Golus, no matter how much we do. And this is the emunah that keeps us going throughout the Golus. We say, B'shuv Hashem Eshivas Tzion Hayinu Kechomim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when He takes us back, Eshivas Tzion Hayinu Kechomim. We were like dreamers. What does it mean that we were dreaming, that we were like dreamers? Zok Nesivos Shalom, a beautiful, beautiful pshat that gives us so much confidence. When the Geula comes, it's going to be Hayinu Kechomim. We're going to be like the most famous dreamer, Yosef HaTzadik, Yosef, who was the Baal HaChaloimos. Yosef was in Mitzrayim. He thought that it was over, and he was down, and he would never get out, and he would never be anything. But we know Yosef rose to godless. He became the king. And when Yosef became the king, what did he see? He saw that the entire episode of him in Mitzrayim, the entire episode, everything that Yosef HaTzadik went through, not only was it worth it, but it was necessary in order to bring him to godless. And the same way, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu very, very soon takes us out of this Golus and we'll all be in Eretz Yisrael, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will show us that every single thing that we went through, all the hardships and all the tears, everything that we went through in Golus, not only was it for our good, but it was necessary. Hayinu Kechomim. We will understand that it was all like a dream, just like the dream of Yosef, where he became great afterwards. Let this Shabbos, Vaeschanan-Nachamu, taka be the emissary consolation, that we should all be Zoicha together to go to Eretz Yisrael. And this past Tisha B'Av that we had this week should be the last Tisha B'Av that we are down, should be the last Tisha B'Av that we have to fast, to be the last Tisha B'Av that we do not have a Beis HaMikdash. Let this taka be a Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, for every person, for the entire Klal Yisrael, but each person. And remember that no matter what you've done, we have time to change. We could change right now. Yoimar Elekechem, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Ami, and we will always know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is our God, always loves us.